It seems that if you want the hype train to visit every station these days, then bringing nature to the table is a safe bet. But if you want to stick around, you gotta bring the gameplay too. Welcome to Ark Nova in 5 minutes or less. As players, you are planners and designers of a modern, scientifically managed zoo. Nope, I don't know how science can manage either. But your ultimate goal is to own and operate the most successful zoological establishment. To do so, you'll need to get your action selection on, as turns involve choosing from 5 available: drafting cards, building enclosures, placing animals in said enclosures, sending workers on errands, or obtaining sponsorships. Each of these has a strength between 1 and 5, and the higher the number, the more potent it is. Once done, your choice of action goes back to square one, and others get pushed up a space. Priority number 1 then is to house animals in your hexagon zoo that increases its appeal factor, which acts as both your points tally and your resource generator. The cards you draft mostly depict said creatures, but they can also be sponsors that gain you instant and passive effects, or they can allow you to pursue conservation projects, which will also help reduce your target score. As an economy game, it's about how efficiently you spend, but you'll also need to access the upgraded side of your actions to give you more flexibility and potency. Identify cards that can be discounted and synergize with your goals, and eke out every available bonus from the board's various tracks, with the goal of advancing and crossing over the appeal and conservation tracks to gain positive points. So why might you like it? Well, the game's heart is its menagerie of animal cards, each having staples like cost, play requirements, tags and rewards, with some giving you pure economy and others providing more utility. There's just a great deal of satisfaction derived from exploiting their synergies and maximising output based on what's available to you, and it's this that sets the tone for your enjoyment. But it's the action selection that keeps things ticking over, and here we see a not so revolutionary rotary mechanic that gets the balance just right, where every choice feels comparatively meaningful, and where sequencing your choices and upgrading the right action cards so that each of your turns has the desired outcome is extremely gratifying. A word as well for the connection between the mechanics and each facet of the gameplay. Key bonuses like the ability to upgrade actions are obtained from a variety of means, meaning that you're often encouraged to explore different avenues and adopt a diverse approach each time you play, as there's access to a smattering of the good stuff in every nook and cranny. But why might you not like it? Well, the gigantic deck of cards you draw from will inevitably result in some unwanted randomness. Not on the animal cards, there's just not enough all-in synergies for that, but the less numerous sponsorship and, more importantly, conservation cards are too inconsistent in their availability to allow for much agency in their acquisition, leaving Lady Luck to sometimes hold sway. And whilst it does an excellent job of tying its different aspects together, one area that does feel tacked on somewhat is the take that elements that see you sicking critters on an opponent, gimping their next turn or hurting their economy, but there's not enough incentive to use this as a winning strategy, leaving very little in the way of meaningful player interaction or engagement. If you're looking for similar games, then both Terraforming Mars and its cousin Ares Expedition, borrowing its action selection from Race for the Galaxy, all have varying degrees of crossover. In the end, Ark Nova proves it's impossible to completely live up to the hype, but it's still a very well polished game that hits way more than it misses. Alas, I have been the voice of Benji, and this video has ended. So why did the zebra cross the road? To meet up with the pelican and the toucan.